Oh, hi y'all. It's me, Tasha C, and in this particular recap review, I'll be reviewing If Loving You Is Wrong. I make this season 3, episode 2, or season 2, episode 22. And shout out to my YouTube fam. For my YouTube fam, don't forget to, subscribe and like and share this video, y'all. What's the title of this episode? Something like the blood, something. I might, like I said, start putting the titles of the show in the title. I don't know yet. But anyway, y'all, it's kind of late, but I wanted to get these out the way. Now, I don't usually, like I said, let me just go down my character. Let's get Eddie's mess out the way. Now, we got Lucian and Steve, because the captain knows something suspicious. We already knew last episode, Eddie, shot Ben's hand off because Ben took off with the money Eddie was supposed to see while he was up there screwing and snorting with the, some prostitute, some hoe that he had in the house. And, she up there using Essie's perfume and everything. There. So, we're picking up where I left off. The captain knows that Eddie's a dirty cop, and he's just like, okay, is anybody basically gonna like do something like turn him in? But nobody's trying to do that. So, what the next best thing is, like I said, Lucian, even Steve was asking him questions. Steve was asking, Lucian questions like, oh, so, 2 days that you, talking to internal people affairs, whatever. And, because even the captain asked him before he, was walking away with Steve, are you sure, I guess want to go back in the field. And Lucian said he's ready. And, like I said, Steve is trying to ask indirect information. It's kind of almost the same like what Ben tried to ask him last week. Was he going to turn in, did he basically rat out Eddie? And he like, no, and he's like, what, basically like, look at him the same way, like, what is you talking about, whatever, basically like, no, or something he said along them lines. But Steve claims that he's on Lucian's side. Okay, that's good to hear. But, it is kind of suspicious also. I don't remember Steve too much last season, or, both parts. But it is interesting. Now, first you had Vin, and now you got Steve trying to ask questions once he's ratted out. But Lucian, has his plan. We just don't know what the plan is yet. But remember, Lucian has his plan that, whatever, I think he's trying to find a way to take down Eddie, maybe, but without Eddie knowing about it, or any of his goons or hidden people working for him. Now, maybe that's what he's trying to do. Or maybe he sees, like, Eddie deep inside his drug habits and, postpartum depression. I mean, what was PTSD, post-traumatic syndrome, or whatever he's got from the war. And how Lucian also was in the war too. Maybe he understands, like, deep down inside, Eddie is still doing some stuff and it's bent him mentally, and he really is a good sniper. I don't know. That's the question. What Lucian go do? So, anyways, they go to talk to see Ben, right? Ben's hair is somewhere else here. His girlfriend isn't there. And then they went to go ask some questions. And, they investigating. And then, Lucian was the one who actually said, we're going to look at it because Ben, is trying to claim, steal. Even like the captain was saying, it didn't add up like, okay, the perk thing, but it was no perk there. Or some stuff didn't add up. So, we got Ben still trying to say, well, blah, blah, blah. Here goes Steve talking about, well, why didn't call him for no backup? Or why this and that? If your purpose, somebody would have called him for and called the local news station so we could report it for the 6 o'clock news. Why didn't say that? And he's, blah, blah, blah. Because I think the girlfriend, left. She already made that. Of course, she was upset and stuff. But, remember also, what was that guy's name? Trey something, Tank. Was saying the first episode, it was also Ben and his girlfriend had ripped off. So I don't know if they both got habit, took the money. So is she upset because Ben is hospital his hand shot, or is she upset because Eddie can come after her ass too? So anyways, Steve changed it because Lucian's like, we can look at tapes. We can look security crates. There was a tape across the street to see, that really something ain't adding up here, And here goes Steve talking about, well, you know what? You shot that, didn't you? I know it happens to the best of us. You probably just shot your arm off, stuff like, by accident. Trick went off. And he's like, oh, and here go Ben. Yeah, that's what happened. And, here Lucian kind of was like, what? Basically, I think he just was kind of, shocked. But Ben was like, you know, I guess explaining like his hand show off, but you know, Steve was like, well, you have to go back to work. You know, your trigger hand, you didn't show off a trigger hand, right? He's like, no, okay. So they just leave off, you know, happy healing, and you know, make sure you put some peroxide on it, and that's pretty much how I left the room. And even Lucian's like, why are you sitting here knowing that that's not the reason? You know darn well what's the truth. And you know, Steve just like, okay, whatever, and just kind of brushed it off. Like I said, you know, Lucian got, you know, the captain. For whatever reason, I don't know, Lucian don't, I mean, I know I guess Captain wants to take Lucian down. I mean, wants to take Mr. Eddie down. But for some reason, Lucian just, maybe because he just got in there and he's trying to keep that job for whatever reason, you know. Yeah, because Steve just kind of like reminded Eddie. Here Steve is like, because Lucian's like, why'd you accept that? And here's Steve talking about, you know what, you're going to follow this. You know, I'm your boss. That's the end. Drop the mic and leaves the stage. Okay, that's pretty much all it was. So that's it with that story with Lucian, I guess. So, because, you know, next episode, y'all, they're going to go back to them lane, how all this had started. Now, we're just going to go in between real quick with the Kelly thing, because in the middle where they come back from the hospital, and I'll go back because a lot of it had to do with the hospital, and the doctor, and telling Katie to go back. But just this one particular scene I want to get out the way. Kelly comes back from the hospital. I guess, Alice must have had the baby on an off day because everybody seemed to be off or took off their off day or used vacation-free day or something. Everybody seemed to be, you know, off, you know, work or something, you know. And so, when Kelly goes there, they got this neighbor. Actually, is somebody, she visited her son, visiting the only black in Utah, as a word. Her name is Jean or something like that. And she was talking, I guess, you know, Kelly was having a house painted, blah, blah, blah. And she said, you know, the colors had to be approved. But I like your colors. You want to come by for some tea and crumplets? You go right ahead, baby. You know, that type of thing, right? So, turns out Travis is on the porch. And she has put that seasoned cooch right on him so good that he is just like this. Oh, even though I forgot it, well, gotta engage some girl I met in Costa Rica somewhere. I'm ready. Come on. And she's even let him in the house. And he just like, so, you haven't returned my calls. I've been waiting here about 11 hours. Okay, I've been playing just been playing on my iPhone and every damn thing, game on Facebook and stuff, Twitter and every goddamn thing. Where you been? I've just been waiting. Come on, let's get in. Oh, I come in the house? That means I get to your bed. You know, so he had that to write. He was just anxious. And Kelly's like, come on in. But, you know, I don't really have much time. And she just like this when he was like, you haven't turned my call. She just like, okay, whatever. Because the woman even asks, is that your boyfriend? And she's like, no. And so, when he comes in, he ready to do it again. You know, got to the point it gets more. But she explained this like this. You know what? See, I just put it on you one more last time. Or, as Pain Before Fire and Desire, use them and abuse them. Let's say. She basically just put it on him to make him remember. Because that's the last time he getting some, at least that's what she's saying, right? And then she felt bad. She realized she just, you know, we just be friends. Not friends with benefits, just like, you know, dap here and keep going. And he basically said, she just gonna leave me like this? So you mean you just use me because I hurt you, or you hurt me because what? And blah, blah. She's just like, really, whatever. I don't care. You know, that's, that's, pretty much her mind frame is she really doesn't care. So, he, on the other hand, is just, like I said, just shocked that she decided to do this. And she just said, you better go, you better go. Like I said, he's like, you got me and him like this and blah, blah. And then she even said something changed. She looked down like that. So something she was making it seem, or maybe she was talking stuff that even because, you know, things has changed and he probably went with somebody else, maybe his sex game stroke has been a little bit different. He, on the other hand, is saying it's amazing, and and she must put in, you know, extra time she was doing squats, whatever she did, he enjoyed, and now all of a sudden she's like, it's over with. Bye-bye. So she leaves and span herself with some Kleenex in her or handkerchief in her back. Like, oh, hell, he thought this, I got him. Whew. I thought she was about to take a cold shower or something like that. Because I guess she was like, you know, talking smack. She deep down inside missed that too. But she guesses trying to prove a point. Okay. So we'll leave it as that. There was also another scene where Randall finally appears out of nowhere. And here's Mama still on the porch. And she like, hi. And even he wasn't really too happy to see her. So he was surprised, but he really wanted her to go to the hotel. Because he know darn well that even though the mom don't seem to like Marcy or whatever, she will feel some type of way once she finds out all the mess or whatever. And he screwed. You screwed the white lady next door? What type of shit? That's probably whatever Reynolds' mom gonna say. So anyway, she let it be known why she was on the porch. She came here because it wasn't answering her call, her emails, Yahoo Instant Messenger, nothing. And so she basically like, your wife called me old bitch and told me to be on the porch. And he was like, what else did she say? And she just was like, whatever. You always basically be giving in to her or something like that, or always taking her side, you know. And so they go in, and Marcy's still drinking her wine because she said she's drunk. But he even tried to, like I said, this is why she talked about that part, talking about you always taking up for her, because he said, like, she's going through a lot, whatever. And she's like, you taking up for her. So they go in there, and Marcy's just like, oh, you bring her back in here? And, you know, of course, mom was like, this is a mess. Reynolds even trying to stretch. She's like, I'm not taking this. What, y'all ain't got no food fridge? Y'all got takeout menus, this type of stuff, and blah, blah, blah. You know, just the mouth thing. And Randall, like I said, was trying to offer to go to a hotel. She was like, if I wanted to go to a hotel, I would have went to one. He is already trying to probably go through the app or up a room in a Marriott. But it's like, he is really trying to get out of here. So long story short, she's just like, I'm going to get food only for two. Eventually, she just wanted to go to the grocery store. Because Randall's worried about Marcy telling, you know, so even though... So when she left, he told her to go to the grocery store because she said, I'm only going to make room for two. And I'm thinking, Marcy, I want to eat that shit that she probably had because she's going to make a special plate with some poison in it, you know, if you know what I mean. I want to try that shit at all. So what I'm saying is that, so when Randall's mom left to the grocery store, Marcy just like this. You know, now that's one thing, even if you, the man and the mom, you 9 times 10, this ain't real life. Because even though Randall's in the wrong and stuff like that, I'm surprised still he didn't throw hands or at least put on the wall or cuss her out. Wish you said this, but maybe because he feels some type of guilt, I guess, for a little bit. Because she like this. You gonna get that old bitch out my house. Don't call my mama bitch. Okay. You gonna get that old bitch? Or you gonna see something happen, blah, blah. She sips on the wine and it just like goes off of them. And we don't see him, I guess, the next episode. Which, like I said, is a back down Mary Lane episode. So... that leads to that. But Marcy said, I guess it's going to be some firecrackers, going to be some fireworks, some MAs up in there. If he don't get that, as she says, that bitch out of her house. You know. So, because, you know, he trying to talk to compromise the baby, I guess not to tell the mom, like I said, what he did. So, to make a long short story, we still, okay, we got Natalie, Essie, and Kelly in the hospital. They snuck to see Alex. Alex just turned away, and she just, like, so mad at all the guilt of realizing, and finally realizing, yeah, your baby's Randall's, okay? He's very obvious, okay? All right, unless your husband Brad got, you know, his dad, you know, maybe he got his mom's side, or, you know, there's some people, you know, you'd be like, you know, he might have some less 10% black in him, at least, or some other minority in that we don't know about his immediate family, and that's why it came out like that. 9 times out of 10, or 9.9, that child was Brad's, especially since, you know, Brad, it's snip, okay? So, they're talking, and, you know, Alex is like, she hates the baby, she don't want to see the baby, she don't want to touch the baby, she don't want to smell the baby, she cry, she's gonna give him up with adoption, and they like, why are you talking like this, and blah, 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 because she first asked him where Brad is, and Natalie is the only one that started, like, to be more blunt, and is trying to get Alex to accept, you know, hold accountability for her action, because she's like, trying to even say, okay, Brad, you know, is mad and he might need some time. You know, here go Essie and Kelly. They're like cheerleaders, like, no, it's not a good time to tell. Now it's like, what? We're just keeping it real, whatever. The child is a blessing on truth. She was like, I know, but, you know, but then eventually they all tried to comfort, especially probably she's talking about she hates her own baby and stuff like that. And you got Kelly, don't you say that, and blah, blah, blah. And around this time where she's getting that point, where they're thinking that she could have postpartum, you know, she is, you know, the doctor comes back in, who's also been a family doctor, been a friend to the, I guess, to Brad and Alex for a long time. So she's like, ladies, y'all gotta leave. She's got high blood pressure, it's very high, dangerous high. Y'all's got to go. She talks, to Alex, and Alex is basically not taking the medicine. She is so like ready to get out of here, especially since she figured that baby ruined her marriage and everything. She is ready to go, okay? And when the doctor's like, you need to take your medicine and stuff like that, or you can have a stroke or die. She's like, oh, for real? Well, I don't want to take it. Then she's even trying to, she was like, I know you and Brad on promise, blah, 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 to make a long story short. She's even trying to suggest, oh, do you want me to call your parents? No, don't you call my parents. No, don't you do that. And she's just like, okay. But she's like even trying to, I think, suggest to her to see the baby. And, you know, she's still refusing as well. Okay. So, and next we see Brad come in there with his kids. And they're talking whatever. And, you know, he comes in a little bit afterwards at the door, I think. You know, he talks to his children, tells them to go to the other room, whatever. And I think that one of the kids asked, I don't quite remember, you know, asked about did the mom had the baby and whatever, I think. But, you know. So the doctor comes to the door and talks to him about the same information. Like, you know, she's trying to get somebody that's very close, like used to be her husband, to get meds. And he was like, he don't care. He don't give a damn no more. And she was like, I understand, you know, with family, kind of, you know, they're very close. And she's coming out just like she's just said to, you know, hang out and cookouts and everything. With open pit barbecue sauce. And, you know, just like when she explained to Alex. And so, she explained back bad, it's like he doesn't care. And she was like, well, what happens, you know, maybe, you know, because he's like, what are you going to give me for my anger? She was like, well, I could just suggest a therapist. And Brad brought it to the point, like, well, she already screwed a therapist, so I don't think that's a good suggestion. I don't care anymore. So, he's explaining, the doctor's even explained to him, like, well, what if something happens? Are you prepared to be a single dad of 3? And he was like, you know what, good and well, that I'm a father of 2 children. That 3rd one is not mine. And she was like, okay, but still, are you ready to be a single father, you know? And he's like, okay, basically, you know, how he's still, which is understandable. It is what it is type of thing. So he asked her nicely just to leave. You know, he didn't say he was going to run her over or nothing like that. So she leaves and she goes to a car. And she calls Kelly. She has a folder, I guess, of contact information, I guess, for people, Alex, whatever. So, but also I forgot to mention that before she left, when she was suggesting about should she call or something about get in touch with the parents, Brad explains, which turns out the real reason why Alex didn't want her family called, is that the dad, Alex's dad, is a homophobic, racist asshole. And even he's racist towards Brad. He didn't want Brad even to marry Alex because he thinks England and Russia are the same group of people or whatever. So he thinks Brad is a Russian communist or something, like one of them terrorists, whatever. Okay, but you know what I'm saying is, that because of that, the kids and them haven't been over in a long time. I don't know if he's ever seen the man that has seen his grandkids, but somehow he got Russia and England completely together and messed up. Okay, and I'm thinking like, oh, based on the preview, they made it seem like that man's the type that sits there and plays his banjo and eat possum and shit. I don't know, but anyway, so yeah, that's one of the problems. So like I said, she calls Kelly, and Kelly is on the phone with her, and then she realized, well, I know you live in the neighborhood, so this is after Kelly told Travis get the heck on and stuff like that, right? She talks to her, and the doctor's like, you know, once she finds out where the doctor is, and she's able to talk to her outside, and she wants her to go see Alex to help her take medication, but instead of like bluntly saying it, because, you know, Kelly's like, is she okay? She's like, I can't give it, you know, HIPAA laws. So she's like this, well, I have a patient that will not take their meds, but I never had a patient who will not see their child, you know. And she's like, oh, so Alex still not want to see a child? I didn't say it was Alex, even though I'm saying it's Alex. I just don't want to break the code and law, but I'm going to have you feel that real. Now, Kelly, of all people, should know how that is, because then we like, look in front of you, you will find the answer. So Kelly, out of all people, should understand about the hidden clues right in front of your face, because she sure had told Marcy indirectly last time who Pepper was. And she was the one also confronted and realized Alex was Pepper. Okay, and the woman, you know, the woman that was having an affair with Mr. Randall. So, yeah. So, anyways, she goes down there to see Alex, and she's trying to get her to make, she was like, you got to take steps, you know, one of these, you know, inspirational, motivational speeches like, this is your child and stuff like, you know what I mean? You need to see your baby. So they bring the baby in there, and Kelly, you know, is telling her, go hold your baby, look at your baby, and all this other stuff, right? And first Alex is like, no, I don't want to see him. No, you can't make me look at him. No. Yeah, she did like this. I thought she was going to tip the move by baby, but I guess she was so weak, you know. Yeah, she just gave birth to a human being. Yeah, that's understandable. So she like looking. First she's like, but then all of a sudden she later was like, hold your baby. And when she looked at him, did y'all peep out the little man that they, you know, who was Alex's baby in this episode? He was doing a little sucking like this. Like, either he like this, either somebody gonna give me a pacifier, either somebody gonna give me a bottle or a titty to suck on, because I am hungry or at least want to suck. He was like that. I don't know why I noticed that. And then, you know, because that was a quiet baby. He was just chilling. Boy, so like I said, somebody must have gave him his lunch or whatever before he got on set, because he sure was a quiet, peaceful little baby. Boy. And then she was just, Alex finally holding baby. He was like, how could something this precious come out of me and stuff? And Kelly just let him know, like, the beauty is right within, and he's your son, and you should love. And then Alex just embraced it and couldn't do nothing but just hold and just look at her baby like, this is my son, you know, type of look. And she accepted, and, you know, and we just take it one day at a time. But one more thing before I left, y'all. Eddie comes back, and has his daughter. The daughter was up there like, well, you were supposed to meet me at school or be at the house or something. His butt, of course, wasn't there because he's too busy shooting people's hands off because he ain't got his money. And, you know, Essie, like I said, just came back from the hospital. For once, I don't think she mentioned again about Alex, because we know what he gonna say again. That whore who she was in a lot of pain. That whore, you know how he talks. So the little girl, she asking questions to her math addition problems, and here you go. She even tells, don't tell this. He like, that's 17, that's 2, and the last one is 18. Okay, good night, baby. So she is worried about him because she figures, like, and put two together that he's trying to go after the people who put a hit on him. Not exactly yet. He's going at his money first, or whatever. But she already is like, okay, you already went out and just discharged your own self out the hospital without getting, you know, the paperwork of your doctor. Then you're supposed to sit your behind and rest. So she wanted to look at the wound, which is right up here somewhere. I forgot what side it was. I think it was over here. And she wanted to make sure it's clean so it doesn't get infected. And, you know, of course, when she's trying to prep up, you know, the wound, here I want to move back in, and don't you love me? She's like, it's too soon, Eddie. You know, how Essie is. It's too soon. I like calling her that. I forgot. I think Natalie was the one who came in the nickname first season, called her Essie. Somebody did. So I like calling her Essie. It's too soon. And, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then also she was just nicely using, the good cotton balls on him at first as far as, because he still trying to basically, I can live in here. And she like, no, I don't trust you, blah, blah. And as soon as enough, also she poured all that darn alcohol. He's like, what the hell? And, you know, all of a sudden she was like, I smell, you know, this perfume smell. She realized it was another woman in there. The smell of perfume being used, and she knows she didn't use it, something like that. So she smelled the perfume smell, number one. Number two, she seen the lipstick. And he was like, where do you see the lipstick? You know, after she walked out the room, like, she was just so ticked off after she left the bathroom. He was like, where's the lipstick? And he looked down, and apparently, you know, the prostitute whore, as he called her, left some of her MAC lipstick, I guess, or Wet n Wild, whatever she used, on, you know, near his slung area. So, I mean, on the crouch, whatever, of his pants, I think, yeah. So, that's about it, y'all. And y'all pleasant week, pleasant night, pleasant weekend. I'll definitely see y'all in the next video. And y'all take care of yourselves, okay, y'all? But yeah, Alice finally looked at the baby.